This is another interesting fact that I don't think is as widely known as it should be. The Office of Strategic Capital in the Pentagon has access to $200 billion that they are prepared to put to work to shore up new and compelling technologies that are going to help actualize on this vision of the arsenal of freedom. And I think we need to think about that. You talk about the strength of the demand signal itself, that it's not just the signal, it's the ability to buoy up the balance sheets of these companies through production contracts. And that's where I think all of the small tier suppliers, the 150,000 that are out there in the United States supporting the larger manufacturers, that's where the supply chain oftentimes breaks down, because these companies do not have the balance sheet strength of one of the defense big five prime contractors. And I think if we can offer a brick in the wall for stability to those types of companies, that's going to be a victory.
Yeah, I know one of the other things in the Arsenal of Freedom was around the fixing the acquisition process, right? And Bill, you and I have lived it, you more than me, but the way that, things are acquired from getting very, very immature concepts to maturity, then to design, then to finally full rate production, then to sustainment, and having those as, I'll say, separate contracts, right, doesn't give a lot of stability for those that are actually putting a lot of effort into maturing the technology or designing the new technology. So I think, kind of if we can think through and look at like an Anduril, for example, again, they're not waiting for requirements, but they're actually designing and manufacturing with the mindset they are going to be the ones manufacturing. They are the ones that are going to be sustaining these things, right? So it's a clear demand signal across the entire value chain, not just the front portion or the mid portion.
Yeah, because they're taking on the risk and kind of developing right out of the gate, and that's what is kind of breaking that model of, hey, I've got maybe I can get like a risk reduction contract, and so I'll wait for that RFP, then I can develop some stuff, and then maybe I'll win the EMD thing. I mean, that bureaucracy that would take 10 years to get a capability out, that model's broken now. I mean, in a good way. So we're going to have to think a little bit differently and help our customers, be super, super efficient in what they're doing, so they get more comfortable taking on that risk and putting hardware on the table, is what we called it. If we had an idea, could we go build something and then go demo it? I think we're going to see more of that. You're going to have to, or I think that older mentality of waiting until I get a contract before I do something is going to put companies out of business.